Okie dokie, boys and girls. So, back with another planche training, and I'm excited because finally we're getting back to the training that I love. I mean, I've talked about it yesterday, all of that light training. It might be efficient, but it's not really my cup of tea, I want to horsecock. And starting from today, I'm gonna get back to the planche, front lever, squats, and Nordic curl cycle. So every 4 days, a new cycle will begin. No rest days, of course. And basically, when you're doing training that you're freaking excited about, that you want to do, that if you weren't able to do it, you'd be a sad motherfucker, right? If that's the case, then your training is going to be a success no matter what happens, If you're doing training that you don't like, and then it happens to be like a bad day where you're weak as well, that's fucking, that's depressing. But if you're feeling up to the training that you want to do, right? If you're excited about the training you want to do, no matter what condition you are in, no matter if you're weak or strong, at least it's going to be fun, right? So your day is already a success. Anyway, enough yapping. Today, boom, planche. I'm going to head outside actually, but I'm going to start off with a max planche hold because I guess I did one last week in Japan just before heading back as kind of like a test, a benchmark. Today, I guess, is a good day to do another benchmark, seeing how I feel back in Belgium. So I'm gonna just shut up, do my warm-up, do the max planche hold, and we'll see from there what remains in the workout. I guess I should mention, last week in Japan, 15 seconds, or maybe just not. So anything more than that today, I'll be happy with. Let's go. Oh. 16 seconds, I guess, if you count the part where I'm going down all the way. Let's do 4 more seconds. Holy shit. Okie dokie. That's 1 second more than it was in Japan, which I'm happy with because it's only gonna go up from here. And I just want to talk about one thing. Like, when I was in Japan, I went to train with a few people, and apparently I look bigger in person than I do on video, which I guess I'm happy with. But they're telling me, like, you don't do any gym? Like, how the fuck are you putting on muscle without doing any gym? That's impossible, right? And that's fucking bullshit. I'll make a separate video about this entirely, but of course you're gonna be able to put on some muscle size with even just body weight. I don't do strictly body weight, but without going to the gym, it's easy, because your body doesn't give a fuck if you're hoisting weight or hoisting yourself, right? It's the same thing. If it puts the same damage on your muscles, then, well, your body is gonna repair it the same way. So, of course, it's fucking possible, and a lot of people see these skinny, like calisthenics guys, right, doing skills or doing push-ups. Most of those guys, they want to stay skinny because if you're skinny, you're able to do pull-ups more easily, you're able to do planche more easily, and so on, right? Skinny legs as well. You can build muscle with calisthenics on your legs, but most people, especially doing skills, prefer to have skinny legs because that's what's beneficial for planche and front lever. So it's not like a matter of ability to, put on muscle with calisthenics. That's not the question. It's just what your goal is, right? So if your goal is to put on muscle, of course you can do it with body weight training, right? Of course you can do it with calisthenics. Don't fucking worry about it. If you see me doing a set like this, 16 seconds of full planche, supersetted with straddle planche, that's a drop set. That's super intense. Of course it's gonna put on muscle. Oh, but it's a static exercise. Static exercises aren't efficient. Who gives a fuck, right? You're pushing yourself to the limit. So if you eat enough, you're gonna put on muscle. Bam! Okay, so for now, I guess what I'm gonna do, holy fuck, I'm starting to feel it in my shoulder holding this. I'm gonna do some more sets of planche, of course, but I'm gonna keep them relatively light. I think I'm gonna focus on presses, maybe do a couple push-ups, but mostly press, to train the hold, and then basically go from there. So main set has been done. Now it's just to build some extra volume. Vaporeon. Of course, reason to build volume is of course for muscle adaptation. You want to get strong at any skill, whether it be planche, front lever, pistol squat, bench, deadlift, whatever. The more you do it, the more often you do it, the better you're going to get at it. So that's why I'm aiming for some more volume right now. Let's go. Okie dokie, boys and girls. So, I guess like halfway through the workout, doing some less intense volume work right now, trying to focus on the form, which you can see is not perfect, right? And for me, the form has always been a struggle. I enjoy, pushing myself physically to the limit more than I enjoy pushing myself to perfect the form, I guess. So especially like the left side, my arm is bent a little bit, but my strategy here is that when I'm doing max attempts, I don't care, right? I do the max attempt with the form that I'm used to. And in the normal planche, it's quite all right. And then after max attempts on lower intensity sets, I do focus on the form, right? These lower intensity sets, these many sets at lower intensity that you do, they're used to give you more total volume, but you should also use that total volume to learn whatever technique, whatever exercise you are doing, and to try and learn it to do, or to try and do it correctly, right? That's the entire point. So when the intensity is lower, I do try to focus on the form. Of course, as you saw, it's not perfect yet, but every time I watch back the video, I see what's not good, and I try to fix it, and I fail over and over and over again, but at least I try to fix it. That's the entire point. You want to try and learn to do it correctly. So I'm just going to do a couple more sets there, and then yeah, I think that will be it. Maybe some finisher sit at the end in straddle planche. You'll see when we get there. All right, let's continue. Okay, for the last two sets, I'm just gonna finish off with, two sets of max fast push-ups in the straddle planche. This is gonna give me a good burn, get the blood flowing, all the good stuff, and put us in a position to recover for next training, basically. All right, let's go. Holy shit. Alright, change of plans. I'm gonna do one more sit, but I'm just gonna spam the push-ups to my limit and then do a tiny little hold at the end. Today is a good day. Alright, so that's it for today's training. Very happy with how it went, of course, because I got to go hard. And guess what? Tomorrow I get to go hard again on the front lever. It's gonna be fucking hard. Well, physically as well, because I lost all my strength. But nonetheless, looking forward to it. Because it's gonna be hard. Because, it's gonna be challenging. That's the reason I'm looking forward to it. But anyway, regarding today's training, yesterday I was talking about how the most efficient training is the one you love the most, and that's a combination of training that's suiting to you, training that you love to do, but also progress, right? We all love to progress, we all love to get stronger, and for me, right, I said I would horsecock again, I would hoist and heave again to the max of my ability, because I enjoy doing that, and that's true, but tomorrow will be a rest day for the planche, and then the day after I will keep doing those daily activations, because guess what? It's still true. It's not because I don't like the training that it's not true, right? But it's still true that greasing the groove, daily activations, upping your total volume for the planche, for example, at a low intensity, it's gonna make you progress faster because you're adapting, right? You're adapting to the movement, you're becoming more efficient. That's true, no matter what anyone says, right? I just don't love doing that type of training only and not horsecocking anything else, right? But that doesn't mean that within the training that I love to do, within this kind of training where I get to go hard on one single movement every day, right? I can still adjust my training, within that kind of training I want to do, right? Within that atmosphere, and still optimize my training with these little tricks from the side. It's just never going to become my main training. So, optimizing your training is not bad, of course. We all love to progress. Progressing makes us excited to train, right? But in the other hand, right, we also have this kind of style that we all love. Some people love to do a lot, chilling, watching anime in between their sets, right, and doing kind of light. Other people love to have short but intense workouts. Other people love these endurance workouts where you just do as many reps as possible, right? And we all want to progress. And I think, right, if you love a particular style of training, then by all means go for it, right? Do that kind of training. But also, right, look at other people. How are they progressing? And can you take something from them and kind of apply to your own training in maybe a lesser amount, right? Not as a main part of your training, but as kind of a side dish, the cherry on top of the cake to get the extra few percent of progress daily, right? Because in the end, right, we're all doing this to progress. Now, if you're doing it, if you do anything in life, basically, right, you're doing it to progress, right? You want to get better at your job. You want to study something, to get smarter. You want to train to become stronger. That's just the way how it goes, and that's okay. But you also have to think first and foremost how you can continue. But anyway, enough yapping. I'll see you tomorrow for From the Ver. Yes.